see it's nice and dry on that slide there. That's actually what you want, so that the pull-out chains don't grab in strong winds. A little bit of oils on those ones. Okay, what we've got here, I'm going to go up a little bit. Stay there for a sec, Arch. I'll give you a vote in a minute. Okay, so Archie's down there on the main platform. Nice big platform, not like a little windmill where you have to balance on a little rod. Okay, I've got a hoop here that I can sort of lean in or sit in, as long as I'm hooked on, I'm happy with that. We've got our little tool plate here. Here we have our maker's details, Comet D Pattern, size 18 foot, serial number. Okay, got our tail over there, oil bath here. See, that's getting quite low. There's a little tiny bit of water in there. You can see the very bottom going a little bit milky, but that's okay. And that's still wicking away. I don't know if you can see this. But on my finger there is a little bit of oil off the end. So these are cycling wick baths. The wick goes down lower, which is by this here. You can see it goes down lower than the bottom of the box. So they'll just keep wicking till there's no oil left. You'll see an example of that in a second. Okay, so we've got our main shaft oil box here. These are a modified clip I put on. These are just a tractor clip instead of a split pin. Main oil baths here. Again, you can see a little bit of water in there, but still sucking up oil and wicking it through. It's nice and wet on the end there. Same with this one. So it's been a while since I've been up here, probably been a year. They were full to the brim, and so we're pretty safe with the year at this stage. I've been adjusting my wicks. You can see the oil there. Been adjusting my wicks to get the right feed. In the beginning they were wicking way too fast, and 2 months with the wicks that were supplied with it, 2 months, and we're out of oil in the bath. Doing a lot of checking then to get things right. Now I've got a worsted wool that I got from England. Worsted wool is a long staple wool off a sheep from Worstead originally, but nowadays probably wherever they can get it. You can see here it's just starting to turn. In here we've got our thrust bearings, which I don't know if you can see them on the left just there. I'm not going to stick my fingers in too far. Thrust bearings mounted in a brass plate, and the screws, I think they're a cap screw, I can't remember what they call those ones. There's screws mounting it to the shaft. So we've got a leather washer in here, which is like a thrust washer. Just helps the lubrication when it's thrust from the wind. Now in the bottom of this thrust bearing housing, that's the drain point there. We're going to drain that later. So as these wicks wick into the main bearings, which are a timber bearing, any leftover oil ends up in the base here, and you can see it's keeping that all nice and wet. With that, the thrust bearing's got no load on it at the moment. That doesn't spin until the windmill loads up in strong winds. So we'll just close that for a minute, keep the dust out. Go back to this first one here. So when that oil wicks down, feeds down here and keeps this pin here lubricated, this point in here, there's another bath down here which you can see is doing a nice job of keeping this one lubricated here. See if we've got any oil left in it. Same thing, just the right amount of oil, and we're just about out, so good timing to come up here. So what else have we got up here? That's about it. That's sort of not hidden. Have a look around here. There's our buffer box in there. That's got a big spring in there, so when the tail is pulled out of the wind like it is now, if the wind's really strong, as the wind drops off or changes direction, the tail drops back. The buffer rod there stops it going too far, and it pulls on this buffer spring and bounces and lets it take a bit of the shock. You can see now we're getting a bit of a breeze because the tail's pulled out of the wind. It's sort of just got the windmill picking up a bit of a breeze there, but being out of the wind, it's not perfectly balanced. Normally the tail at the rear and the blades at the front is perfectly balanced, and this thing will pick up Like, you know, there's hardly any wind at all. It'll pick up a slight sniff of wind. Takes a little puff to get going. Yeah, then it's good to go. There you go, there's my last mark, 9th 2015. So it's actually a bit longer than 12 months. But we're still right, I've got my wicks correct. This bath was full when I left it. You can see now it's still been dripping. These oil wicks do a nice job of filtering the oil as it goes through, and they're actually just sucking them up along it